My beloved child, you see the shattered pieces of your family scattered across the floor of your heart, and you wonder if they can ever be put back together. But what looks irreparable to you looks like my specialty. I know you're listening to this because something inside you is broken. Maybe it's been years since you've spoken to your brother. Perhaps your children have turned their backs on everything you taught them. Maybe your marriage feels like a battlefield where love once bloomed. Or perhaps your parents' words still echo in your mind, cutting deeper than any physical wound ever could. You've tried everything, haven't you? You've made the phone calls that went straight to voicemail. You've sent the texts that were left on read. You've extended olive branches that were snapped in half and thrown back at your feet. You've prayed, you've cried, you've bargained with me, and sometimes you've even wondered if I'm listening at all. But I want you to know something today that will change everything. I am the God who specializes in impossible family restorations. Listen to me carefully, my child. When you look at your family situation, you see chaos. You see years of accumulated hurt, layers of misunderstanding, walls built brick by brick with every harsh word, every disappointment, every moment when love should have been present, but anger took its place instead. But when I look at your family, I see something entirely different. I see the little girl who used to run to her daddy's arms, before life taught her that men leave and promises get broken. I see the boy who once looked up to his older brother as his hero, before jealousy and competition drove a wedge between them. I see the couple who once danced in their kitchen at midnight, before bills and stress and wounded words made them forget why they fell in love. You see, my dear one, you're looking at your family through the lens of present pain, but I see them through the lens of eternal purpose. You see what's broken, but I see what can be beautiful. You see endings, but I see new beginnings waiting to unfold. I know what you're thinking. But Jesus, you don't understand how deep this goes. You don't know what they said to me. You don't know what I said to them. You don't know the betrayals, the addictions, the affairs, the abuse. Some things are just too broken to fix. Child, let me tell you something. There is nothing too broken for my love to heal. I've seen families torn apart by war come back together in peace. I've watched parents who buried their love for their children under years of disappointment learn to embrace them again. I've witnessed siblings who became enemies become each other's greatest supporters. I've seen marriages that were pronounced dead by every expert come back to life with more love than they ever had before. The enemy wants you to believe that your family's brokenness is permanent. He whispers lies in your ear. This is just the way your family is. Dysfunction runs in your blood. You come from a long line of broken people, and you'll pass it on to the next generation too. But I'm here to break those generational chains today. Your family's story doesn't end with brokenness. It ends with restoration. Let me tell you something about the enemy's strategy, because understanding his tactics will help you recognize my victory when it comes. The enemy hates families because families are my idea. When I created the first man and woman, I said it wasn't good for man to be alone. I designed families to be a reflection of my love, a picture of my relationship with you, a safe harbor in a stormy world. So the enemy works overtime to destroy what I've created. He plants seeds of division where I intended unity. He breeds competition where I designed cooperation. He nurtures resentment where I planted love. His favorite weapon? Miscommunication. He makes sure that when your daughter says, "I need space," you hear, "I don't love you anymore." When your husband gets quiet, the enemy translates it as, "He doesn't care about your feelings." When your son makes mistakes, the enemy convinces you it's a personal attack on your parenting rather than a young person learning how to navigate life. The enemy amplifies small offenses until they become major grudges. He takes a moment of anger and turns it into years of silence. He takes a season of struggle and convinces everyone it's a permanent condition. But here's what the enemy doesn't want you to know. Every family he targets for destruction is a family I have marked for extraordinary blessing. The harder he fights to tear you apart, the more beautiful your restoration will be when it comes. Think about it. If your family wasn't destined for something special, why would the enemy work so hard to keep you divided? If your family didn't have a powerful purpose in my kingdom, why would he invest so much energy in keeping you separated? Your family drama isn't random, my child. It's strategic warfare against your destiny. But I have a counter-strategy, and it starts with you understanding that the very fact that you're listening to this message is proof that restoration has already begun. I know you're wondering why. If I'm so powerful, haven't I fixed your family situation overnight? Why does restoration sometimes take years? Why do I allow the pain to continue when I could speak one word and make everything perfect? Let me explain something about how I work. I don't just fix situations, I transform hearts. If I simply forced your family back together without dealing with the heart issues that caused the separation in the first place, you'd be back to square one within months. Surface-level peace without heart-level change is just postponed conflict. Instead, I use the season of separation to do deep work in each family member's heart. I use the pain of distance to show your stubborn uncle how much he really loves you. I use the silence to teach your defensive sister how much her words actually matter. I use the loneliness to help your prideful father realize that being right isn't worth being alone. Sometimes I have to allow people to experience the full consequences of their choices before they're ready to make different ones. Sometimes I have to let people hit rock bottom before they're willing to look up. Sometimes I have to let relationships get completely broken before people are willing to do the hard work of building something new and better. But here's the beautiful thing about my timing. When I restore your family, it won't just go back to the way it was. It will be better than it ever was before. The reunion won't just be about returning to old patterns. It will be about creating new traditions. The forgiveness won't just be about forgetting the past. It will be about building a stronger future. The love won't just be about recapturing what you once had. It will be about discovering depths of love you never knew were possible. I'm not interested in giving you back your old family dynamics with all their dysfunction and pain. I'm interested in giving you a family that reflects my love, my grace, my unity, and my purpose. And that kind of transformation takes time. It requires me to work not just on the surface relationships, but on the deep heart issues that created the problems in the first place. Be patient with my process, dear one. What I'm building in your family will last for generations. While you've been wondering if I've forgotten about your family situation, let me tell you what I've actually been doing behind the scenes. I've been visiting your estranged brother in his dreams, reminding him of the good times you used to share. I've been bringing memories to his mind of how you used to protect him from bullies, how you taught him to ride a bike, how you were the only one who believed in him when everyone else gave up. I've been placing songs on the radio that remind your daughter of the lullabies you used to sing to her. I've been orchestrating moments where she sees other daughters hugging their mothers, and I've been stirring up that longing in her heart for reconciliation. I've been speaking to your ex-husband through his new girlfriend, showing him through her eyes the kind of love and respect he threw away when he left you. I've been letting him experience the emptiness of relationships that lack the depth and history you two once shared. I've been softening your mother's heart by showing her other grandmothers playing with their grandchildren, reminding her of what she's missing because of her stubborn pride. I've been whispering to her spirit that life is short and love is precious. Right now, as you listen to this message, I am working in hearts you can't see, opening minds you thought were closed forever, melting ice that you thought would never thaw. Your son who hasn't called in 2 years? I've been working on his heart for 6 months now. Your sister who said she never wanted to see you again? I've been preparing her for the phone call she's going to make to you soon. Your father who you think will never change. I've already started the transformation process in his spirit. The people you've given up on haven't given up on you. They're just afraid of rejection, afraid of being hurt again, afraid of admitting they were wrong, afraid that too much time has passed and too much damage has been done. But I'm bigger than their fear. I'm stronger than their pride. I'm more persistent than their stubbornness. What looks like silence to you is actually preparation season in their hearts. Now, my dear child, while I'm working on their hearts, I need to work on yours too. Because restoration is not a passive process. It requires your participation. First, I need you to forgive them before they apologize. I know that sounds unfair. I know you want them to come to you first, to acknowledge the pain they caused, to make the first move toward reconciliation. But here's the truth. Forgiveness isn't about what they deserve. It's about what you need to be free. Unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It's a prison where you are both the prisoner and the jailer. Every day you hold on to resentment is another day you give them power over your peace, your joy, your ability to love freely. When you forgive, you're not saying what they did was okay. You're saying that what they did will no longer have power over your life. You're saying that you refuse to let their mistakes define your future. Second, I need you to pray for them instead of talking about them. Every time you feel the urge to tell someone else how wrong they are, how stubborn they are, how impossible they are, I want you to talk to me about them instead. Pray for their healing, their breakthrough, their happiness. Pray for their relationships, their struggles, their dreams. Pray blessings over their lives instead of rehearsing their failures. When you pray for people, something supernatural happens. Your heart changes toward them. It's impossible to consistently pray blessings over someone and continue to harbor resentment toward them. Third, I need you to take responsibility for your part without keeping score of theirs. Yes, they hurt you. Yes, they were wrong about some things. But you weren't perfect either. You said things you shouldn't have said. You did things you shouldn't have done. You withheld love when you should have given it. Don't wait for them to acknowledge their mistakes before you acknowledge yours. Be the first to say, I'm sorry for my part in this mess. Be the first to extend grace. Be the first to choose love over pride. Finally, I need you to believe in my power to do the impossible. Stop limiting me with your logic. Stop talking yourself out of hope because of how long it's been or how bad it got. Stop protecting your heart from disappointment by refusing to believe that real change is possible. I am the God who makes dead things live again. I am the God who brings beauty from ashes. I am the God who turns mourning into dancing and sorrow into joy. If I can raise the dead, I can resurrect dead relationships. If I can calm storms, I can bring peace to your family chaos. If I can heal the sick, I can heal wounded hearts. Your family restoration is not just possible. It's inevitable when you align with my will and my ways. My beloved child, I want to make you a promise today, and my promises are not like human promises that can be broken or forgotten. My promises are backed by my character, my power, and my love for you. I promise you that your family will be restored. Not just patched up, not just tolerated, not just civil, restored to love, to laughter, to unity, to purpose. Some of you will see this restoration in weeks. Others will see it in months. Some will wait years, but you will not wait in vain. And a few of you will see the fullness of restoration in eternity, where every tear will be wiped away and every relationship will be perfect. But regardless of the timing, I promise you that no love is ever truly lost, no relationship is ever beyond my reach, and no family is ever beyond my power to heal. You may not recognize the restoration when it comes, because it might not look like what you expected. Your prodigal son might not come home the way the prodigal in my parable did. Your broken marriage might be healed through forgiveness and friendship rather than remarriage. Your family might be restored through new traditions and new dynamics rather than old patterns. But it will come, my child. Your family will be whole again. Now, I have a call for you today. I want you to be the catalyst for this restoration. I want you to be the one who breaks the cycle of hurt and starts the cycle of healing. Today, I want you to do 3 things. First, release them. Stop trying to control their choices, their timeline, their response to your love. Give them to me completely. Trust me to work in their hearts in my way and in my time. Second, reach out. Send that text. Make that phone call. Write that letter. Take the first step, even if you don't know how they'll respond. Your job is not to control their response. Your job is to obey my prompting in your heart. Third, rejoice in advance. Start thanking me now for the restoration that's coming. Start celebrating the victory before you see it. Start living with the hope and joy of someone whose family is being healed. When you take these steps of faith, you activate my power in your situation. When you choose love over fear, forgiveness over resentment, hope over despair, you align yourself with my will and open the door for my intervention. Your family restoration begins today with you, with this decision, with this step of faith. My precious child, as we come to the end of our time together today, I want you to close your eyes and imagine something with me. Picture your family gathered around a table, not just eating a meal, but truly enjoying each other. Picture the laughter, the inside jokes, the way your eyes light up when you look at each other. Picture the easy conversation, the comfortable silences, the sense of belonging and being loved for exactly who you are. Picture your children running to you with their joys and their sorrows, trusting you to celebrate with them and comfort them. Picture your parents looking at you with pride, finally seeing the person you've become rather than focusing on the mistakes you've made. Picture your siblings as your closest friends, the ones who know your history and love you anyway. Picture holidays filled with warmth instead of tension. Family gatherings marked by inclusion instead of exclusion. Family photos where everyone is genuinely smiling instead of just going through the motions. This is not just a dream, my child. This is a prophecy. This is your future. I am already working to make this vision a reality. Every prayer you've prayed for your family has been heard. Every tear you've shed over your broken relationships has been collected. Every effort you've made toward reconciliation has been noted. And now I'm asking you to trust me with the timeline, the process, and the outcome. I'm asking you to believe that my plan for your family is better than anything you could design yourself. Your family will be restored because I am the God of restoration. Your family will be healed because I am the God of healing. Your family will be united because I am the God of unity. This is not wishful thinking. This is not positive psychology. This is a promise from the God who spoke the universe into existence, who parted the Red Sea, who raised the dead, and who loves your family even more than you do. Your family restoration story starts today. Walk in faith, walk in hope, walk in love, and watch me work miracles in your family that will leave you breathless with gratitude and amazed at my goodness. I love you. I love your family. And I'm about to show both of you just how deep and how wide and how powerful that love really is. Trust me, my child. Your family will be restored. Amen.